on the soul with it. Yeah.
What's going on, Struggle Squad? The Island Rex coming to you live with yet another video. If you're new to the channel, please be sure to tap that subscribe button. Now I'm talking about, so I want to talk to y'all about LeBron James having more stacked teams than Michael Jordan, 9'5", 9'6" year. LeBron James is 32 years old, and Michael Jordan is 32. Well, he was 32 years old, at the time. This year he had went 72-10. Them as a collective group. Phil Jackson was the coach. Scottie Pippen. So a lot of my information and my facts come from basketballreference.com. It tells the truth about a lot of things. This year, during that year, Michael Jordan and the Bulls, they led like first in defense and they led first in offense. And that was a major reason, as to why they won 72 games. So just looking at the roster, like compared to LeBron roster, like when I was looking at a lot of these guys, you can't even find their names. Like it's crazy. Well, I'm sorry, you can't even find their picture. And it's like, man, like LeBron team is really stacked this year. Like I'm talking about super stacked. And if I feel as though if he don't at least win 65 to 68 games in the week East, with all the superstars gone to the West and the way defense is played nowadays, like if they don't suffer any major injuries, you could at least like call him a bum, like the same way he did President Trump. You would have to, because I mean, just taking out Isaiah Thomas for a moment, like it's just like you can do so many different lineups. Like you can go with so many different lineups, it's like ridiculous, and with the comparison, if you compare, like, let's say, all right, Michael Jordan averaged 30 points per game. Pippen averaged 19 points per game. Dennis Rodman averaged like 5. And then I think, what's his name? Kukoc averaged like, what it says here, he averaged 13 points per game. So those were their highest scores. Those were their highest scores. So you got, let's say, 3 players who averaged, within 30 points, 19 points, or 13 points. With LeBron, he averaged 26 points per game. D Wade averaged 18 points per game. Kevin Love averaged 19 points per game. Isaiah Thomas averaged 28 points per game. Derrick Rose averaged 18 points per game. And Crowder averaged 13 points per game. So it's like this team is really stacked. And I didn't even add JR in there. Kyle Korver. They can go so deep. And they have so many lineups that they can switch. Now, that's what the media isn't telling you. They're not informing you on that. Like, this team is really stacked. And if they don't win the finals this year, it's a problem, because even on paper, they're better than the Golden State Warriors. It's going to come down. It's really no excuses this year. Let's just, like I said, forget Isaiah Thomas, because LeBron runs the point anyway. So when he comes back, when Isaiah Thomas comes back, he should be able to, fit in well with the offense, depending on the coach. It's going to come down to like Kevin Love has to be the player he was with the Timberwolves. So it's really going to have to come down to Tyronn Lue and LeBron, who allegedly makes players around him better. That's what it's going to come down to. You got Derrick Rose, who was a former MVP. Like, compared to Sean Livingston, he was a 10-time better player. And even with the numbers he averaged last year, was better than Sean Livingston. You got D Wade and, Klay Thompson, who averaged probably about the same in points per game. In fact, Wade averaged more than Klay Thompson last season. You got J.R. Smith, who could go against Nick Young. Nick Young probably not even, J.R. Smith is not going to get as much time as Nick Young now that Wade is here, and now that, what's his name? Crowder is there. You know, you got Iguodala who can match Crowder. You know, the Cavs is just more stacked than the Warriors on paper. And once, you know, IT comes back this year, then that's going to put them even more over the top. So the excuses are gone, bro. Cal Corver is in history known as one of the best, greatest 3-point shooters in history. That's facts. You know, Calderon at one point led the league in 3-point percentage. You know, so he lose this year, bro. It's I promise I will no longer debate with LeBron fans. No more. I will no longer debate. That's a fact. I will no longer debate, and you know, I won't make no more posts anything about him. Like that's it. You know, it's gonna come down to coaching and you know the phrase or the thing that the saying that it's gonna come down to the saying that LeBron makes the players around him better. Because if you like just look at what's happening to the East, like all the superstars are in the West, you know, and the way defense is played, you're gonna have to this year you gotta he has to win a championship for me. Like if he doesn't win, I have nothing left to say. Nothing left to say. But anyway, y'all get in that comment box. Struggle Squad, let me know what y'all think. Like, share, subscribe. I'm out.
Look, straight from the soul with it.